Hi there, I'm Jennifer with Sublimely Aligned, and I have a friend, colleague, who has asked to go into her daughter's class to do some movement stuff. And we were talking about what we could do in the class, and I think it's a fantastic initiative. So here are my thoughts for what they're worth. So I am a big proponent of finding movements or ways to move in the context of our current day because it's fantastic if you can get outside of your day and move, but we know that it's important to move regularly, and it's not always possible to break away from that day. And I think of kids being in school, they have a curriculum that they've got to learn and teachers have to execute on. So if they can find ways to integrate movement into the context of the school day, we're all going to benefit from that. So what I recommend, first of all, is that you really think about joints and what are the normal configuration of our joints in the context of whatever that day is, in this case it's school, and then really try and vary those. So we might start with a squat. And because at this classroom, again, depending on the age, kids are probably sitting in a desk, so they have a bent or flexed knee and hip, but not quite to this degree. Or they might be standing up throughout a recess. So this is a nice way to keep the mobility through the hips and knees. And you can just play around with this. So you can have the kids come forward onto their hands and feel what it feels like to be on the ball of their feet. And you can even move side to side a bit. So you just want to feel like there's some movement happening through the tissues in different places. It can feel nice. It does feel nice for old people, anyways, for me. You can have them sit back into their heels and see if they can stay here. And it does depend on what ages you're kind of working with. But you can kind of have them play around with this. So you can have them move a little bit in this way. So you're shifting around, changing the configuration of the joints, the flushing blood through those muscles and the systems. You can have them see if they can go from a sit. I'm not going to be able to do it very well because I'm not warmed up, but from a sit to a stand, or a sit to a squat, and how much momentum they need to do that. You can have them practice that because you can actually get quite a bit better as you practice. You can play around with different positions. So again, I'm thinking more seated positions, although there's tons of great arm things that you can do, but you can roll over the heels and again, see sort of what movement is available to lower yourself down to one side. You might want to go from the side, come to a squat, and try and sit. So some really nice free-flowing movements that, because one of the things too is that not only is it great to move, but if you can't do a lot of big movements in the classroom, it's a nice way. You might try and make a circle. But one of the things I thought that might be neat is to actually challenge the kids to find new sitting positions, so different ways to sit. And there's a great chart on this that I have linked somewhere on my blog that Katie Bowman also has out. It's to think outside the chair. And you can challenge kids to find different ways to sit and see how many sitting ways they can come up with. And then practice these. And notice how those movements improve or change, how the mobility becomes more available, like with the sit squat. So good luck. Keep the kids moving. I hope that helped.